Hello and welcome to the Rainy Night Listens podcast. I'm Hailey.
And I'm Wyatt, and this is the podcast that you save for a rainy night instead of a rainy day.
Alrighty, today we are going to be talking about the Beast of Gevaudan.
It's a fun word.
It is. You should try it.
Gevaudan.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all I got, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of this before?
I've heard reference to the name Beast of Gevaudan, but I've never actually seen anything of, like, the actual creature.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've only heard the name.
Interesting. So you don't know, like, what happens with it?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. I'm excited because I thought we had all heard about this, but if you have not, then that makes me very excited to tell you about it.
Literally until I saw that it was on, like, our list as next week's, I was like, I thought this was okay. I thought it was going to be like not a cryptid or anything. I thought it was just like a name, like you could see like a line of like alcohol being called the Beast of Gevaudan or something, or maybe like
coming to stores near you.
Yeah.
The Beast of Gevaudan.
Exactly. I thought it was just like a brand name for something. I didn't think it was actually like a creature.
Oh.
So
Yeah, no, it is a creature. And these are actual historical events that took place in France.
Oh.
Yes. And
France.
so the identity of the beast is still debated. But, like, they've got a pretty good idea of what it was. But they still don't know for sure. So, with that, we will begin.
In the Mercoyer forest.
Mercoyer,
not Mercoire.
We Americans say Mercoyer.
We Americans say Mercoyer. Okay, I know nothing about no Mercoire.
No Mercoire. In the early summer of 1764, in the Mercoire forest, which is located in the eastern part of Gevaudan in France, a young woman was taking care of her cattle. While taking care of them, she turned and saw an animal coming towards her that she described as like a wolf, yet not a wolf. As it was coming at her, the bulls that were in the group turned and began charging at the animal and scared it off. But after a short time, she realized that it was standing at the edge of, like, the meadow where she was at, and it was kind of pacing back and forth watching her. And it came back charging at her another time, and then the bulls came and chased it away.
That's crazy. I forget that they have bulls that just protect herds. Like,
Yeah.
it's a great deterrent.
It's like the whole point of them.
Yeah, but
They want to keep their ladies safe.
imagine a literal cryptid coming at you and your bulls chase it off. Like the concept of that's just crazy to me.
Horrifying.
Oh, yeah, I think it got her.
Yeah.
Does it have hooves? What do you mean?
A little time later, on June 30th, a 14-year-old girl was killed, and according to her burial certificate, she was killed by the ferocious beast.
That's just her birth certificate. Her death certificate just said the ferocious beast.
Yeah, killed by the ferocious beast. Not a ferocious beast, the ferocious beast.
That's crazy. She's like actual, her death certificate is like actual documented.
Yeah.
Like it's like an actual documented like reference to the Beast of Gevaudan.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because historians think that the wording that they used on her burial certificate indicates that this wasn't the first time that the people had dealt with a death that came about from the Beast of Gevaudan. That it was just the first officially recorded one.
Yeah.
Because they used the instead of a.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
Yeah. On August 8th, in the parish of Puy-Laurent, which is near where the first victim was killed, another 14-year-old girl was killed by a wild beast in a similar way. Throughout the rest of that year, many more attacks and deaths were reported. The people living in the area were terrified because everyone who had been attacked and or killed had been alone in the woods and were tending their livestock. It was no longer limited to just young women either. Men and women of all ages were being attacked and had all reportedly had their necks or heads targeted in the attacks.
Wow. I was gonna say, it seems like it doesn't even just care for their livestock. I thought it was gonna be like, hey, it ripped one of my cows apart, but it's just getting people.
Yeah, like it's attacking the people who were taking care of the herds.
That's crazy.
Soon, rumors began circulating that it was a supernatural beast that could walk on its hind legs like a person, could perform outlandish leaps and jumps, and had the ability to repel the bullets fired at it, and could even come back from the dead if it was successfully shot.
What? Oh my gosh.
It would make it really hard to want to go take care of the animals.
Okay, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I am not going to work today.
Yeah, hey, I think I'm gonna stay home, or I need like at least 4 other people to come with me because I do not want to be alone out there.
Yeah, that's crazy. It just stays around this. What is it like? Did you say it was a village or a?
Yeah,
small
it's kind
town?
of. It's kind of like in that mountain area. It's like attacking people from all
just
of like
everywhere?
the villages and stuff in that area.
It just seems like it's only stalking around the villages, though. Like it's not. I don't know. It's weird. They don't report animal deaths. It's just people. So it makes you think of like that one story of the. What was it? The tiger that would only it solely hunted people.
Oh, like the two. There's like the 2 lions.
Oh, maybe it was lions. Yeah.
Because
That-
I think they'd made the movie out of it. It's called like Ghost in the Darkness.
Yeah, I was gonna say Ghost in the Darkness, but I didn't want to be wrong. But that's just what it reminds me of. It's just like a wild animal that purely only hunts people for some reason.
Yeah.
It's
Terrifying.
freaky. Yeah, it's freaky.
In December of 1764, the people of the area began suspecting that there wasn't just one of these wild beasts, but possibly 2 or more. The reasoning behind this was because of the sheer amount of attacks that were happening in such a short window of time, which would have been virtually impossible if there was only one. Some eyewitness accounts also claimed that they saw more than one, and others claimed that there were actually young ones with the adult beast that was attacking people.
Holy crap.
Ouchie, ouch.
It really has. It's just documented to only go for heads, huh?
Yeah.
Minus that one dude that's got his chest cavity ripped open.
Yeah, that guy didn't, he wasn't so lucky. He had to watch what happened.
Yeah. I hate that, but I mean, it's kind of a thing for wild dogs is they kind of go for and cats, they just go for the throat because it's the easiest, like,
To like,
it stops their prey in their tracks.
yeah,
But going for just the head in general is crazy.
right. On December 31st, the Bishop and Count of Gevaudan, Gabriel Florent de Choiseul-Beaupré, don't come for me if I'm not pronouncing these right, I'm trying my best, began calling for prayers and penance from the people of the area. He claimed that the Beast of Gevaudan was a scourge that had been sent by God to punish all of them for their sins, and quoted the Bible where Moses states, "I will arm the teeth of wild beasts against them." After this sermon took place, prayers of 40 hours devotion began for 3 consecutive Sundays. Which, you might be asking yourself, what is that? Because I didn't know what that was. But 40 hours devotion is a Roman Catholic action where continuous prayer is made for 40 hours straight. And this is achieved by having multiple groups of prayers taking place And so, like, one group will finish up right as another group begins. So it's like a constant
prayer for 40 minutes. I mean, 40
hours. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So with that, it is time.
It's time for the guy.
It's the man, the myth, the legend,
Hagen.
Isn't.
Ooh.
I see. What isn't, though?
What isn't?
Who?
That is the question that only Hagen knows the
Only
answer
he,
to.
not even I.
Not I. Not you.
Not us.
Not us. Only
Only Hagen.
him.
Only him. Only
Him
he.
isn't.
Him isn't? Hisn't?
Hisn't.
I see.
See. We have devolved
We did.
so rapidly.
That just went down.
Yeah. Anyway. On January 12th, 1765, a group of 8 boys ranging between the ages of 8 and 12 were taking care of some cattle in the forest near the village of Villaret. While out there, the Beast of Gevaudan attacked them. Each time the boys fought the animal back, it would kind of retreat and then circle them or stay just out of reach of them right before jumping in and attacking them again. The boys stayed together in a group and kept fighting back each time it lunged at them, and eventually they were actually able to fight it off and it left. The story of the boys became so popular that King Louis XV actually heard about it and wanted to reward the young boys for their bravery. He gave the leader of the group of boys 300, I don't know if it's like livers or leaves or how it's pronounced, but it was their currency, and then gave an additional 350 to the rest of the boys to share. And in addition to this, he told the leader of the boys that the state would pay for him to get an education.
Wow.
As a result of this, and all the other attacks and deaths that were still taking place, the king declared that the French state would officially begin a hunt to find and kill the beast. Unfortunately, though, with the attacks continuing, on February 11th, another young girl was buried with her burial certificate saying about 12 years old, who had been partly devoured on the present day by a man-eating beast that has been ravaging this country.
That's crazy.
Yeah. How you like this fuzzy guy?
He's very fuzzy. Figure.
Why not friend if friend-shaped?
Why not friend if friend-shaped? I don't think that's friend-shaped. I'll be real with you.
Valid. Does the beast have large talons?
You know, what kind of feet this thing got? Because I can't tell anymore.
I feel like it varies from photo to photo. Soon, First Captain Duhamel and his troops made the journey to Gevaudan to begin hunting the beast, or possibly beasts. It is claimed that on several occasions he almost shot the animal, but due to the, quote, incompetence of his guards, he missed. I'd blame
I'm
the
sure.
incompetent guards as well.
I'd blame my guards if I couldn't shoot very well.
Right. Shortly after this, he was forced to stand down and was instead replaced by 2 professional wolf hunters named Jean-Charles Marc-Antoine Vamel de Enneval and Jean-Francois, who was his son. The 2 Jeans believed the Beast of Gevaudan could only be successfully hunted using stealth tactics. So they brought in 8 bloodhounds with them to assist in fighting the beast.
Tactics.
You know,
For sure.
stealth tactics. The 2 spent the next 4 months hunting and killing Eurasian wolves because they believed these were the animals responsible for all of the attacks and deaths. However, the attacks did not stop or even slow down, so they were called back and were replaced with a man named Francois Antoine in June of 1765.
Isn't that like a mix of the other 2 guys' names?
Kinda, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I like that this one's wearing that lipstick and eyeliner.
Yeah. He wanted to be fancy that day.
He did. He was feeling real. He was feeling pretty that day.
Feeling like a clown.
Oh.
Look at him.
Yeah, he's a pretty clown.
On August 11th, a young lady by the name of Marie Jean Vallée was crossing a bridge when the Beast of Gevaudan suddenly appeared in front of her. It pounced on her, but as it had jumped at her, she had pointed the spear that she had with her, and it stabbed into the animal. According to her and a couple of other women that were nearby and saw this happen, the animal fell over into the river before getting out and disappearing into the nearby woods. Upon hearing this, Francois came to the scene where the incident had occurred, and he verified that there was in fact a spear that was covered in blood, and reportedly found tracks that were similar to the other ones that he had found previously.
So they're claws then. They're not hooves.
They're claws. The claw! You're scared of the claw! In September, he shot and killed a gray wolf that they said was about 5 feet 7 inches long, around 2.5 feet tall at the shoulder, and weighed around 130 pounds. For reference, gray wolves in that area today average around 4 feet long, around 2 feet tall at the shoulder, and average around 86 pounds.
Oh. So it's either a really big gray wolf or it's something else.
Exactly. Witnesses and survivors of the attacks, including Marie Jean Vallée, claimed this was the beast that had been wreaking havoc on the people of the area. Shortly afterwards, he loaded this giant wolf onto his horse and started making the rounds to show everyone around the mighty Beast of Gevaudan. In October, he set out to kill the female wolf that was believed to be its mate and succeeded. And then he also killed one of the 2 wolf pups that they believed were his offspring, and he wounded the second one and it ran away. But he believed that it would have succumbed to its injuries later.
I'm starting to think that he just was like, I killed the Beast of Gevaudan. And this other wolf that I killed, it was its mate. You're telling me that he knew exactly which one was its mate and which, like, that its puppies were the puppies of that specific wolf.
Yeah, because look. And with that, the story of the Beast of Gevaudan comes to a close.
That's funny. It's kind of...
Or is it the end?
Wait, what? I was not ready for this.
On December 2nd, 2 boys who were aged 6 and 12 were outside playing when the younger of the 2 was suddenly jumped on by what they called the Beast of Gevaudan. The older of the 2 boys was actually able to successfully fight the animal off, but not long after this, other attacks were reported that had resulted in fatalities. It is claimed that around 12 more deaths in total occurred throughout the end of the year.
Okay. See now. Oh, we've got... That one's a happy guy.
Yeah, he's thrilled.
So the guy just killed a wolf and called it good. And it probably wasn't
Yeah.
it.
As the attacks continued, the king became frustrated because his hunter had killed the beast. So he declared that no newspapers from then on should say anything about the Beast of Gevaudan. He didn't want to hear any more about it because it had been addressed and taken care of.
No, it's dead. Those other people died to something else.
Yeah, it was something else. Unfortunately, even though the newspapers slowed down on talking about the animal, the killings did the opposite. And they continued on through the end of 1766 and then through the beginning of 1767. Having had enough with all of the death and destruction caused in the wake of this animal, a local hunter to the area named Jean Chastel decided he was going to take matters into his own hands. And on June 19th, 1767, on the side of a nearby mountain, he found the animal he believed to be responsible and he shot it. The animal was then taken to a surgeon who performed an autopsy on it and guessed that it might have been a wolf, but he was unable to conclusively identify it because of the state the body was in by the time it got to him. Because they were taking it around, showing it to everyone, so some time had passed between when it had been killed and when it got to the surgeon, and also people were like, man, that's the beast. I need to take a trophy. I want a piece of it to remember it by, so it was kind of in rough shape. They had attempted to taxidermy the animal, but instead of the normal taxidermy that you and I would think of today, instead, they just removed the entrails and proceeded to stuff its body cavity with straw.
What the heck?
Yeah, so when they attempted to bring it to the king to show him, he turned them away because not only was it a hot day, but the animal smelled horrific, and so the hot day was making it stink just horribly, so he didn't want it anywhere near him. After this, it was supposedly buried, but no one knows where it was buried for sure.
I think it doesn't really matter now. It's been a while.
It is important to note, though, that after this animal was killed, the attacks around the area stopped. So, what the heck was this thing that had altogether attacked around 210 people and killed 113 of them?
It is nuts that it's that many.
Dude, that is so many people.
Going for only the heads.
We can start with the way the animal supposedly looked. Based on eyewitnesses that claimed to have seen the beast, it was described as wolf-like, but it was said to have an elongated head, pointy ears, and a very large mouth. It was also described as being very tall and lean, and had an extra long tail that had a tuft at the end of it. The color was reported as either being tawny or russet colored, and it had reportedly had black stripes on its back and a white heart shape on its chest. It was also described as being incredibly agile and could cover vast distances in a single day, which led to multiple attacks happening that were cities apart on the same day. It was also described as having no fear of humans and would often back away and then just sit and watch people until it saw a good opportunity to attack again. It is also interesting to note that the majority, if not all of the attacks, took place during the day versus nighttime.
That is surprising.
Which is kind of weird.
Yeah, it's not really, if it was a wolf, that doesn't really fit. Wolves, aren't they night predators?
Yeah. I feel like a lot of predators
are just night predators.
Yeah, or more nocturnal, or what is it? Crepuscular.
Crepuscular?
Mm-hmm. Some people have put forward the idea that maybe it was a subadult lion that had escaped from someone's personal zoo at the time. This theory is based on the size of the animal, the color that was described, and the tuft at the end of the tail that was described. Another theory is that it may have actually been a striped hyena that again may have escaped from someone's personal zoo. The reason why people put forward this idea is because of the behavior of it and the black stripes going down it, and then the long fluffy tail and things like that. So that was also something that was put forward because it also has the big pointy ears, and then people are describing it as being wolf-like, but not really like a wolf. It's different.
Yeah. Which that could definitely match a hyena if it was.
The leading idea on the Beast of Gevaudan, though, is that it may have been a wolf or a wolf pack. because during that time in Europe, wolf attacks were actually incredibly common. And there were thousands of deaths that took place during the 1700s that were attributed to wolves alone.
Mm.
And while the attacks of the Beast of Gevaudan were taking place, there were actually a few other individual wolves that had been hunted and killed after they had attacked and killed multiple people on their own.
That's crazy.
Right? One of the specific types of wolves that has been put forward has been the Italian wolf, which is what we see here. Italian wolves have reddish-brown fur during certain parts of the year, and they also have dark stripes that can happen along like their necks and sometimes kind of down their backs. And interestingly, their skulls are actually different from other species of wolves, which one thing that the surgeon who did the autopsy on the Beast of Gevaudan had said was that the skull wasn't the same as a wolf skull. Like, it was different. And so maybe it was one of these that came out and was wrecking people left and right.
Could have been like a cross.
That's true.
Like, because it was a different breed of wolf that was in the area, right? But if you look at the map, I mean, they're like pretty close to Italy. It's possible that they could have been a crossbreed or something.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't even think about that. That would make sense.
That's just my best guess. I mean, because they said it had like an elongated head, and you said the skull of these guys is shaped differently.
Yeah, it's just got like a little bit different of a morphology from like the gray wolves and the Eurasian wolves that are in that area.
Yeah, it makes me wonder if it's just, or it could just been like a, a mutation. Sometimes the babies come out different, you know?
Little funky. They got a little wabi-sabi.
A wabi-sabi. maybe it got like gigantism or something.
Yeah.
Or giantism. I don't know what it's called. I don't think it would have. I don't know. I don't think that's what happened, but I mean, anything's possible.
Yeah. Can I just say that I'm glad we live in a time where we don't have to live in fear of a freaking wolf
just
wrecking our crap,
killing people every day.
Like, you just like walk outside and there's just a wolf in your yard waiting for you.
Yeah, it's just stalking outside your house waiting for you to leave.
Like, that is terrifying. Yeah. And it really wasn't that long ago that people were having to worry about that. Like, I've even heard the stories like of around this area where we all live, that it wasn't that long ago that people were being attacked by wolves if they went out like too far into like the woods and stuff here.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I hate that. I hate that a lot.
It's insane.
It is. I am glad that, you know, most of the time you don't have wolves prowling through towns.
Yeah. Me too. But yeah, so what do you think the Beast of Gevaudan was?
I don't know. I think maybe it was a crossbreed between an Italian and a Eurasian wolf or something. Or maybe it was just a different thing altogether.
Yeah. See, I feel like the idea of the wolf makes sense. And I feel like that combined with probably the hysteria that was happening because of how terrified everyone was probably added to it. And so I'm almost wondering if it wasn't like a singular wolf that was causing all of this, and that everyone who was being attacked by wolves in the area were suddenly like, holy crap, it was the beast. Like, the beast got them. And so, I don't know. It's interesting.
It is.
I could see it being a wolf or a group of wolves or something, though.
Yeah, a pack that just heads out and kills people.
Yeah, so scary.
Yeah, still terrifying either way.
Yeah. But let us know what you guys think. Do you think it was a wolf that was terrorizing these people, or do you think it was something else? Let us know your thoughts, and until next time.
Bye.
Bye.